So firstly, obviously, I would like to tell you something very honestly. We actually met very briefly during Viredi wedding where you played Sonam's mom. But we
Yeah.
actually know each other then, right?
Yeah.
I don't think, we'd ever come across being in the same industry. I don't think you and me had come across each other, right?
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, we hadn't met or anything. But of course, Masaba, I mean, we keep meeting because we have common friends. And, there was always that kind of intrigue about her also, especially that I was like, I always wanted to know that what kind of person is Masaba. Through that, maybe I would also know what kind of person Neena Gupta would be.
Oh, really?
That was the closest connect that I could get to know that, obviously admiring your work in your films and, your prolific personal, professional life, everything. But I'm glad that, you sent me this book and I got an opportunity to read it and get to know the kind of person that, you are. I'm really happy with that.
So I told Masaba, I said, I want Kareena to launch my book. She asked me, who are you thinking of? So I said, I want Kareena to launch my book. And she said, oh yeah. So I told her, I mean, I'm also Sach Kahun Toh ki for me, although you are, I mean, Masaba's age, I mean, you are much younger, you give me inspiration.
No.
I used to tell, me and Masaba used to talk that, I have seen you quietly. You worked throughout first pregnancy.
Yeah.
After that, you worked. Now, I have seen the images on Insta and Twitter. You have worked. Now, again, you're working. And quietly, this thing that I'm great and I'm this and I'm going to work. So I said, I really admire this woman. I'm telling you from my heart. No. I said, I want her to launch my book. I said, she's the inspiration.
No,
to young girls.
Yeah. But there are so many things that I'm happy that I got to know about you. Somebody who's actually been very, at the back. Never jaise ke main star hu, maine bhi, that kind of vibe that I'm an actor star. You've done so many great films back in the day. But I think that you never had that vibe ke I should be in the forefront. कि गुलजार साहब के साथ काम किया, सबके साथ काम किया, successful films, not so successful, but I think you were always pretty much under the radar somehow. But obviously now somehow in this generation, there is a second innings, which, I mean, if you can call it that, that's also because I think at this age to have that, I mean, how does it feel? Because I want to be like that now.
Then, when you reach my age.
Yeah, I want to.
It's a long way. No.
That now you're being nominated with people like a Deepika Padukone, or, you're having with all the young kind of Alia Bhatt.
Alia is like my daughter, we
exactly
know each other. And it was so strange that Alia and me nominated, but I am feeling very happy about this time. Sometimes I say, oh, I wish I was younger now. But then I say, at least I got it now, than not getting it. Exactly. And so I have some very good work lined up whenever things open up. But I am really grateful and thankful to God that I got a chance even now. And I am enjoying it. And I am just like looking after my health, that I should be fit enough to do it, because our job is a very tough job. People don't know how tough it is, the actor's job.
Why, if I may ask, that why did you think of writing a book? Obviously, that's the first thing that, would come to my mind, that Neena Gupta has written a book. So what is it, and what is the reason that she would want to pen her kind of autobiography?
I have been writing it for the past 20 years. So I will start, and then I said, Ravish, what is there to write about my life? Yeah, why would people want to read about my life? And then the lockdown happened, and I'm here in my beautiful Mukteshwar house in the mountains.
I love your house, yaar. Aapne jo Instagram or stories pe, I think it was Masaba running somewhere, and it was kind of foggy and all. And I was like, I told Poonam, I said, where are they, yaar? मैंने सैफ को दिखाया. I said, your home is really stunning.
It's an amazing place, and we have a gated community, and we're all quarantined here. So we meet up, we go
Lovely.
for walks together. I was here, my husband and me were here in the lockdown, and I was thinking about my life. I was thinking, what have I done? Why I did this? What is going to happen now? So there was a lot of thinking going on. And then I said, okay, I'll try again to write my book. So here, because of the lockdown, because of the weather, atmosphere, surroundings, and then I have written in my book also that I used to think, why should I write? Who wants to read my book? But then, number one, everything is out of my system now. You know, things I was hiding for so many years, it's out. That's a big relief. Number two, I feel maybe even if one person doesn't do the same mistake which I did, you know, if they after reading my book, they feel, oh yeah, you know, that's correct, you should not do this. So it's worth it, even if one person benefits out of it. And
But there's nothing to kind of say that look at it as a mistake, because जिस तरह से आपने book में लिखा भी है, I think that the way you have kind of, you know, explained to the readers the way, you know, the different relationships that you were a part of, why you were a part of it, your relationship with your father and your mother, I think that is beautifully penned. So I think that it's actually, it doesn't sound like a mistake, if I may say. I think it sounds like it's just a life that has been lived with all heart.
Yeah, actually, all heart. Too much heart. So I'm saying, please don't live with so much heart. But what happiness? I don't know what word to use. What you get out of this living from your heart,
right?
There is something so nice about it that even if something goes wrong, you are content in a way.
Yeah.
You know. So, for example, nowadays that I can choose my my work, I can say no to work. I'm that stage now. So I have realized if somebody comes to me with a script and I'm excited, I do it. पहले क्या होता था? पहले तो पैसे की भी जरूरत थी तो करना, कुछ भी करना पड़ता। पहले क्या होता था? अच्छा प्रोडक्शन हाउस है, छोटा रोल है तो कर लो, you know, tomorrow they'll give you a bigger role. अच्छा डायरेक्टर है, अरे इस एक्टर के साथ है, और वो बिगर रोल कभी नहीं आता था. You know what I mean? वो तो you know how the whole thing is. So
but now I think you're in a position where you can, like I said, you're being compared to mainstream actresses, you're nominated, you can, there's no holes kind of bar. Age is not a criteria, nothing is a criteria. I think just the fact that you're ready to take up, you know, different kind of bold roles, I think that is something that is just wonderful about it.
Yeah, I really, every day I thank God. Thank you so much that I've got this opportunity today. And I'm really enjoying it. And I can't read my book now because I've read it so many times while checking, while proofreading and all that. So
but there are things that I kind of loved. The two things which I loved about the book, of course, I want to share with you, so that the readers also know exactly how beautifully you've penned it. The first thing which I absolutely adored, because पहले कभी मैंने किसी book में नहीं देखा है, वो जिस तरह से I think आपने रिश्तों को explain किया है with, you know, each kind of tree of life, the way you have sketched and explained that, you know, whether it's the palm tree, whether it's the relationship with your father, mother, I think that really touched me, you know, to see the sketch of the tree and have that. Like, I was like, okay, this is a great way to actually explain what. So I loved that, which of course I would love you to tell us why you thought of that particular thing.
I'll tell you, it is very interesting. So I was coming to Mukteshwar, okay? And it's an 8-hour journey from Delhi to here. And while we were crossing the plains, I saw these, thick, low mango trees. And I was looking at them and I said, पापा ऐसे ही, मेरे को ऐसी फीलिंग होती थी कि पापा ऐसे ही है कि मेरी उनकी छत्र छाया है उसका ना. Those trees, the stem is very low, small.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
So I was looking, passing by, and this is what I thought. And that's how I thought about everybody. So this is how it germinated. Yeah.
That was beautiful. And the second part that I obviously loved has to have Masaba in it, which was, of course, the shoot of Tipu Sultan, when you said that Masaba saved your life, and in turn, somehow you think you saved her. So I think that mother-daughter, that touch, that particular incident also, it brought tears to my eyes when I was reading it. I was like, it's an emotional thing. So it was brave, and I mean, I would like you to elaborate on it and tell me exactly what happened, if I want to know.
Yeah, it was a very traumatic experience. And should I tell you what happened or what?
Of course.
So I'll tell you in short. It's a longer story. So they were doing my wedding scene. Okay, in the series, and Masaba was what, 1.5 years. She had just had that BCG injection. पता नहीं कितने, अभी तो मैं भूल गई. And so we were in a flat, and in a flat, like one room, the actor who was playing my mother, she was there and I was there, and I had my maid with me. And that day Masaba had a little fever, because when you get the injection you get a little fever. So I said कि मेरे makeup room में ना सीलन है, दीवारें गीली हैं, तो उसको बुखार है तो मैं नहीं लाती. So I didn't take her. And by afternoon I said, यार कुछ भी हो, at least मेरे सामने तो रहेगी. So I sent the car back and I got her after lunch to the studio. And she was with me, and then I went for my shot. My maid was with her, and they said pack up. So I used to wait for the pack up, because I was feeding her also at that time. So I had to come back, feed her, go back. And then they said, no. After some time, they said, no. A lot of junior artists are here. So it's not, let's finish the shooting. So they extended it. So I quietly sneaked out. I'll just go to her, feed her, and then come back. I sneaked out of the studio, and I reached, it was not very far away, the makeup room and the studio. I reached my room, I picked up Masaba, and I heard a blast. And I came out, and after a few seconds, I saw this one light man coming. He was a big guy. He was very near. He was coming towards me. I was outside my makeup room, and all fire on him. Then I came to know that if the first layer burns down, then you don't feel that pain, something like that, I heard. And then he said, he was coming to me, and I'm looking at him like you've seen the movies. And he said, "Behan, meri madad karo." So I still remember what I said. I said, "मैं कैसे मदद करूं? मेरे हाथ में बच्चा है." This is what came out of my mouth. And then they took me to the main building where the office was, because I was also worried कि पूरा short circuit होगा तो शायद even makeup room will get this thing. And then they sent us home, and whatever happened, and it was like people. Sorry?
It was too traumatic. Very
too traumatic. And even now when I think about it, I say how I got saved. I would not have gone back to the makeup room. You hang around on the set now. Thodi der light ho rahi hai. And we were friendly. The girl who was playing my mother, we were very good friends. She used to look after Masaba also sometimes, like that. And then I came out because I called her. If I hadn't called her,
maybe you would have left.
Yeah, and I was wearing all nylon clothes, you know.
God.
So, Chaku Rakhi Saiya maar sake na koi.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
I mean, that incident really touched me in the book. I mean, of course, there are so many. You've also not mentioned, you've changed people's names for, whatever
So,
reason, on a more lighter note now,
so I used to tell Masaba, I said, मेरे book का नाम होना चाहिए blind item. You know ना the
हाँ
blind
हाँ
item?
अभी आजकल
Paper में आता है जो blind item. Then you have to guess who it is. So my book has become a blind item because the lawyers said that I have to change the names. Then some names I didn't want to mention because their children and grandchildren are there. And I don't think they would like to read anything bad about their
course,
kith.
and I think that's
Huh?
very gracious of you.
Yeah. So I did not. And then I said, Acha, iska to rakh lo, iska to rakh lo. The lawyer saying, no, no, ma'am, somebody who can sue you in the book, will
Yeah, of
not.
course, you don't want any of that.
Yeah. So I had to change the names. It was so funny.
But we still want to know the names. So maybe someday over a drink we'll discuss. And I want all I basically थोड़ी सी gossip भी हो जाए उसमें.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So
That's all.
my ex-husband, so I sent him what I had written about him. I said, you see it. If you have any problems, you want me to change something, people. So he accepted it. So I could keep his name.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's quite. I mean, it's a bold thing also because no one has really addressed, relationships so openly, which I think is quite cool to. There's nothing to hide about it. But I think most actors' autobiographies, nobody really wants to be, honest about it. So I think this is probably the first one where you've gone, all guns blazing.
Yeah, but some things I've still hidden because there was some incident where I was very ashamed of myself. How could I do this, And I said, chalo, ek do chhod dete hain.
Okay, that's also many like that. But from whatever I've read, I think it's something that's you've been really, really honest about.
Yes, I have been.
From Masaba's birth to being in a relationship with her father, what transpired. I think a lot of things which, like you said, you want people to live and learn, through it. You've also addressed, I think, one of the most important, imperative topics for in today's day and age, if I may say, what we are going through, which is loneliness. You repeatedly, you've mentioned that in the book. I think that's an important thing that you've been honest about as well.
Yeah. In fact, while I was writing the book, I realized that I have been alone most of my younger years, my prime years. I have been without a lover or a husband. I realized it while writing this book.
Right.
Because I came here, then chut-put affairs, and then nothing really materialized. So basically, I was all alone most of the time.
Yeah.
Even with Vivian was living very far away and he had his own life. So we met very seldom, So, yeah, good girl.
Nah, good girl. But still, I think, like I said, a life, that you've lived on your terms, done exactly what you want. And now, I mean, this autobiography, I don't know if I would ever write one. Obviously not. I'm not even thinking about it now.
You're too young to think about it right now.
Yeah, not thinking because I think it's very difficult. It is difficult, right, to write an autobiography.
It is very difficult, very difficult. And also, I'll tell you something. This whole thing, people say that I lived my life on my own terms. Okay, actually, I never did. What I did, whatever God gave me, or wherever I went wrong, I accepted it and moved forward. I wanted to have a normal husband, normal, children from the husband who's living with me, my in-laws, da 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 da. I mean, when I see other people, I do feel a little envious, So, but what I did was I did not blame, I did not become alcoholic, I did not go in a wrong direction because what I wanted, I didn't get. Like I have talked about that guy, I was going to get married, and last minute, I had gone to get my clothes made in Delhi and on, and he called up and he said, I don't want to marry you. Till today, I don't know why. So I'm saying, so that happened. So what can I do? I moved on, I would have loved to get married to him. I was very respect. I mean, I had a lot of respect for his father, mother. I was living in the house.
Is he alive now? And is he going to read the book?
Yeah. He's going to read. He'll know. Yeah, he's alive. He's happily married. He has children. And but yeah, so this is what you read about my life is not what actually I wanted my life to be. For example, to begin with, my mother wanted me to be an IAS officer. So, and sometimes I feel I would have done a great job as an IAS officer, and I would have done a lot for my country and for people. But it's your destiny where it takes you. But what I did was I accepted it instead of fighting it.
Right. That's true. But weren't you ever scared that I'm being so honest, like you said, about this guy who called you up and said, I don't want to get married, and whether it was about, Vivian being, away all the time. So many things were, and the way the situation was, were you not ever worried even for a second that people are going to judge me after reading this book? And like how am I going to deal with it?
I was, especially nobody knew about my dad and my mom. What I would not have written this if they were alive. I would not have written this because
not to hurt them.
My mother, who suffered all her life to hide that, and today tell the whole world, and I would not have written. But yeah, it used to bother me sometimes. So then people say, "Acha, इसीलिए ऐसी है क्योंकि इसके माँ बाप ऐसे," they could do that.
Yeah, that comparison is.
I'm expecting that, but now I'm beyond that.
Yeah.
And now it doesn't matter to me. Let them. Now I'm appreciated for my work. This is what I want.
Yeah.
My husband and my daughter love me. This is what I want. I have some very good friends. Fine. और बाकी जो कहते हैं वो कहने दे, फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
Absolutely. But are you writing any other book now, or this is just the one you're just digesting this right now?
I don't know. I'm so nervous कि लोग बोर हो जाएंगे पढ़ के.
That's not going to be it. I don't think so.
Abhi I'm not thinking of anything. I've just written it, and now I'll see what people say. People like it or not like it.
It's coming out on the stands now. It's really, is it available everywhere now?
So it'll be launched today.
Okay, it'll be launched today.
And then people who have pre-ordered will get it from 14th to 25th ke beech mein.
Yeah.
And out in India you can get a hard copy, but abroad you can get ebook on Kindle or something.
Yeah, so it's available even on Kindle and everywhere now.
From today onwards,
And you're planning to stay in Mukteshwar now, and
No, I'm waiting.
No,
I'm waiting for the shoots to start.
Yeah.
When I came here, I was shooting for Vikas Nayan's film when I came here. We shot for 5-6 days. I shot, and then the lockdown happened. So I'm waiting for things to open. I have some Musaba season 2 lined up. Panchayat lined up, season 2, 3. I have a lot of work lined up. So as soon as they open, I'll come.
Then you'll come back and
yes.
At least you have, like, I mean, it's just gorgeous. I want to come one day, definitely, to, see
You
the house.
you are most welcome.
Yeah, but
And
9 घंटे की drive है, वो मुझे नहीं पता था.
नहीं तो drive तो अभी है because you can't take the train now because of COVID.
अच्छा.
But you can take a train. I mean, you can't take a train because you're too famous. You can take a. There's a Pantnagar airport where you
This is
can.
it's Himachal, or which side is it?
Uttarakhand. So you know Nainital? Have you ever?
Yeah, it's very far, Nainital.
No. So you can fly from Delhi to Pantnagar in your either private jet or thing. And from Pantnagar, it's 3 hours drive up to my house.
Which is in a place called Mukteshwar.
Yeah. Not Garmukteshwar. Garmukteshwar में वो जाते हैं ना अस्थियां विसर्जन के लिए वो नहीं. That's my lower level.
So this is like in the hills, because I saw the way the fog and all.
Yeah.
And this is where you've written your book as well. So that's the house is also got, like, there's some connect and, feeling there.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah, which is.
Yeah, we've spent some very good time. I actually have never spent time with my husband also because he lives in Delhi, I live in Bombay. So this is the first time. Yeah.
Oh.
He's from Delhi, lives in Delhi. His work is there, and my work is in Bombay. So this is the first time we have spent so much time together. First time.
Yeah, but COVID has allowed us, I think, to kind of get to know our family also, I think, a little more better and closer. Like, but what does Masaba feel about reading? Has she read the copy?
Actually, she doesn't read books.
अच्छा.
वो पढ़ती नहीं किताबें. तो she picked it up. I think 5-10 pages ही पढ़े अभी तक.
She doesn't know like what all, like, you've said and things like that, or you discuss?
No, she knows because all those things she knows about.
Right.
She knows about my life a lot.
Yeah, you all are very close. I mean, it's just been you and her together.
Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah.
She has a strong influence, I think, on you also. What I can tell her, yeah.
Of course. I mean, sometimes now she's my mother.
Yeah, that always happens because I'm like that with my mom too. So, I think somewhere there is a role reversal.
Yeah. I'm sometimes scared of her. I'm saying, shit, वो क्या बोलेगी, Things like
Exactly. But are you going to be missing any of the book signings? Because when books are launched, they do these book signing events and things like that. It would have been exciting to have that.
Yeah, I'm going to miss traveling and talking to people about my book. So I've ordered some copies home. I'm going to sign in my house and then courier it to them. But ठीक है, क्या करें? At least
pandemic may, at least you kind of thought about your life. You put pen to paper, which was great.
Yeah.
I think
yeah. So again, now let's not crib, let's move on. जो भगवान जो दे रहा है, अब वो दे रहा है तो ले लो जो मिल रहा है. कल को वो भी नहीं मिलेगा. You know what I mean to say?
Yeah, that's my attitude also. I believe that.
कल को पता नहीं. And then you always see other people how, and then you realize how much you have.
Yeah.
How much you have. I do my yoga in the morning, and after I finish, and always thank you for giving me so much.
Of course.
Yeah.
That is something that every morning, I think, or every night, one should always shut their eyes and do.
Yeah.
Especially in the times that we're in right now. That, I mean, it's very, very scary. We are very happy to have a small getaway here out, from Mumbai also now. I'm in Alibag.
Okay.
Because I think that's the closest that we could come to, because we fly karne mein or jaane mein, with the kids, it gets difficult.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But I would love to meet you in person.
We will meet up one day
and have
then I will tell you all the real names.
Then you will tell, that oh, of course, now when you and me are together, I think people will say the thought, like I said, na thoda sa to gupshup, we have to have that little,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
without that for sure. Or maybe in your sequel, you can mention them. Who knows? In the sequel of your book.
You never know. Maybe I'll be much bolder.
Yeah, it can
Maybe
give
the
you.
lawyers will tell me, likh lo.
Because yeah, I mean, I'm sure the book is going to be a huge success, and I'm actually very, very touched and honored that you thought of me to, talk about this book with you, and I had the opportunity to, talk with you and read it and launch this book because I hope that it's a huge success for you,
Thank you
and
so much.
everyone.
Thank you,
I'm happy
Kareena.
to be a part
Thank you
of this.
Yeah. You inspire me.
I hope I continue to do so, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's hope. We're all just going, and living life the way,
Yeah.
with, like I said, with all our heart.
Yeah. 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 So let the heart be the main person to decide.
Exactly. I think so. दिमाग तो है ही, वो तो सबके पास है. दिल बहुत कम
हाँ
लोगों के पास है.
हाँ
So
हाँ,
that's
नहीं दिमाग से नहीं चलता, मेरा भी नहीं चलता.
exactly.
ठीक है.
That's the
चलो,
most.
thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you. Good luck for this book.
yeah,
And fingers crossed.
yeah.
And I hope to see you soon. Thank you guys for this, honestly.
Thank you.